Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have what I think is going to be an interesting video. This is a 2001 Jaguar, I think it's FJ8. I have the information here. Yeah, it's sorry, XJ8. You guys can see the information in there. And the problem that I have, the customer problem, is that the tail lights are not working. I have for these my new toy, my new tool. I got the blue box from AutoLogic. I purchased the Drive Pro, but it hasn't come yet. It's introduction. Um, okay, I was saying that that is an introduction purchase that I did, so the actual tool has not come yet. All right, but coming back into this, so the problem with this one is no tail lights, stop lamps, turn signals, everything works, and I will show you in a second. So what you got to do is already ID the car, and for this, you go over to the body processor module, which I show you in a second where it's located. And I can go into lighting system, exterior lights. Sorry for that reflection in there. Come on. And let's go over to the next. Okay, focus yourself in here where it says side and tail lamp switch. I'm going to turn the combination. Now that the lights on the front are on, and as you can see, that comes active, but if you see also left and right side and tail lamps, they're not active. So this is telling already that this is not active. So the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you left turn signal switch. I'm going to put the turn signal. Now it's active. And I'm going to go to the right and it's active. So that is working. And in order to see if they're actually active, as you can see right now, rear right turn signal line feedback is active. Obviously, it's going to go on and off. So, and if I go over to the left side, then we have the feedback on those turn signals. And like I said, well, let's go back in the car. You guys will see that the actual signals are working. Well, that's just one side, but that is good enough for what I want to show you guys. So the body control module or body processor module, as Jaguar calls, is behind the glove box. And yes, I already have one, and it's impossible to find a new one. So we only could find a used one. Luckily for the customer, it's cheap. It was only like, I don't know, like $200 or something like that. So, but the problem is, it's giving me exactly the same issue, no tail lamps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over to my lab at home, and I'm going to take apart the module and supply the powers in the grounds and activate on my bench tester to see if I'm missing something, if I miss, because like I want to show you here, the information that I have. Um, Actually, let me remember the guys that I always like to save the information, component locations. Am I on the bookmarks? Yes. Component network description, exterior light description of an operation. Okay, so what I want to show is about the operation of the lamps. As you can see right here, follow my mouse cursor in there. The tail lamps receive an input direct from the BPM, body processor module. The sign marker lamps an input from the BPM via relay 3 and fuse 21. The lights display lamp receive an input from the BPM via relay 3 and fuse 19. So the only ones that don't use the fuse to provide that power is the tail lamps. So that's probably why it's damaged. Maybe the relay is blowing inside or something is inside damage on that computer. And it's the same on on the other one. Well, that's at least what I think. So what I want also to show is wire diagrams. I have here. I went over to the body computer, which is the body processor module, and I select the powers, which are these ones. They're all going to be yellow, and I also select the grounds. So this is, trust me, I check all powers and all the grounds, and they're all there. As much as I can see on these the wire diagrams, and I double check with the OEM wire diagrams, and they're exactly the same. So I am not missing anything. The other thing that I check, which is actually the first one that I went into it, is this one, which is exterior lamps or exterior lights on. I'm using Identifix for this, and all that. I actually right now have color wire diagrams as well. But as you can see here, left tail lamp and right tail light or tail lamp. So these are the outputs coming out of the body processing module. And the only activation that you need is the stall switch or combination switch, as we know. We know that, or we call it, but they call it a stall switch. It's on pin 16, and that is there. You guys also saw it on the auto logic as the activation is there, and it is. I triple check everything. So let me turn these lamps on and lights out. So my next step is I'm going to take both of those computers. I'm going to open the original from the car, and I'm going to again provide powers and grounds, and I'm going to take you guys with me to see that. All right, guys. I am in the lab at my house, and I brought a headlight so I can see a little better than you guys probably will too. So let me remove the cover. Put things away. All right. Now I can stay. Actually, that might be in my way. So I'm gonna put it here. First, I remember this whole thing comes out. Yep. And that is just the covers. So as far as I also have the wire diagram. I need to put pins 79, 80, 102, and 104. Yep. Okay, so we got pin 1 and pin 26. So in that case, what I can do is use my multimeter and continuity to see which is the pins. A little coffee, a long day of work. Let's wait for that one to come on. Trying to make as short as possible the video and good information wise. So let's go to continuity. All right. Okay, that's working. All right, so pin 1, which is right here. All right, is the bottom one. So I'm touching in, as far as the computer, it shows me 1 to 26, then 27 to 52, 53 to 78, 79 to 104. And if everything is fine, so 104 is here, and it will be the upper one, and that is correct. All right, so perfect. Actually, 1 through 26 is in here. Okay, perfect. So let me put some wires in there, and we start trying to do a bench test on that. So let me stop the video 1 second, guys. All right, change the angle of the camera so you guys can see what I will be doing. So everything is pretty much ready. Let me move some of the stuff out of here that I cannot have in there because I'm gonna put the computer on this side. All right, let me put this in here. Gets a little crowded. I'm gonna use this one for a ground signal if it's possible. Let me see. I can use this 12 volt in here, and let me see what I can do before I connect in there. gonna be a little crowded, but I think it's going to work. And the grounds are just going to, because the ground wires that I use are all like 3 wires per ground. So you have the ground in here. Oops, need to hold that. So as far as I think right now, this module should be on. Let's check some of that stuff. So I need to provide a signal, uh, negative signal on pin 16, which is the activation for the lights. So let me see if I can, let me get this out 1 second, guys. Hopefully this goes through in here and uh, it's a little bit too tight. All I need is to make sure I have a ground in there. Gotta be careful with it. It's getting a little too crowded. And the nice thing is I can see here 14, 15. I don't hear anything. I will expect at least a click from the relay. So let me go to DC voltage, make sure that all the powers and grounds in here. So I know the 15s is 79 and 80 are powers. So 15 is a ground. Move this carefully this way. So 15, yeah, 15 and 79, 80. No, 80, 79, yeah, 79, 80. So what you have ground here and power in here. And I do got 12 volts. Gotta be very careful here. I do have 12 volts in here. Let's check this ground, which is my activation. And it is ground. Hmm. And I know as a fact that it is on because look at the amperage right here. Hopefully you guys can see the amp needle. It goes up to like maybe, I don't know, like it's a little hard to say what is the reading in there, but probably around 20 milliamps, which is okay. We got amperage, so it is on. As far as I understand on all the information I have, which let me go back to that. Yeah, even all I need to have is a ground signal from the light switch with the lights on pin 16, which is what I was doing here. And then I should have um, power coming out on pin 28 and 54. Give me something. Yeah, but nothing. Kind of weird because 27, 28 is reading 8 volts without even producing a signal. Hmm. Yeah, reading. The weird thing is, how can I be reading voltage and I don't have the other lead connected. Oh, I see, because I was touching ground in here. Okay, yeah, that's why. It's not. All right, guys, I checked the connections and I checked the wire diagram, and I noticed that the case needs to be grounded as well. Otherwise, we will not be getting the right results. Hopefully, you guys can see, like, let me show you. When I remove this ground, I can hear coming on and off. So that was the situation. So definitely we have an issue with the tail lights or tail lamp circuit on this body processor module. Eh, it's not a relay control system. It's actually controlled by um, an PNP transistor, and for some reason it's not working. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use I have a ground, an extra ground connected to the body of the. Now I'm going to pin 54, and as you can see, we got pretty much battery voltage, 11.2 volts. I'm going to touch pin 28, and we got the same thing. Both of those pins are controlled by pin 16. So all we got to do is pretty much what I just did on the other circuit. Uh, Ground that pin, which is a signal that the computer is waiting to change the status.